just putting it out there, because there's no way I'm going to put this together and make a documentary and get funding and all that kind of stuff. I mean, 20 years ago, I meant, oh, maybe I could do it if I raise money and blah, blah, blah. Well, folks, I hate to tell you, but we're in some weird times going on now. I'm not too sure those institutions that we once relied upon to, I don't know, help us out with little projects of art here and there, I'm not too sure they're going to be willing and able to help anymore. So just get this stuff out here. You know, get the Preacher Jack stuff on the interwebs.
You see, a little love is better than no love at all. Give it. Well, shake, baby, shake. Hey, we invite you also as part of this management. It doesn't hurt our business here. Sunday, February 22nd, we will be there that evening at Cool Blues in Chelsea. Sunday, February 22nd. It's Matthew's birthday. God bless Matthew for eternity. One of my favorite persons. Drink my niece. I'm a beverage freak.
I have a bunch of Preacher Jack videos. Film like pretty much every time I saw him. He was on the label of the company that I worked for, and so like we became friends, and it was fun. But Jack was a nut. Jerry Lee Lewis and gospel music, but it was all based in the boogie woogie style. Just an incredible player. I mean, I try to capture some of that with my big bulky Panasonic VHS camera, but I did pretty good, I think. Some of the sound is kind of deteriorated. I had a hi-fi mic, and I got good stereo, but it was like that old hi-fi VHS thing that just doesn't, you know, survive very well. So anyway, all this footage, I wanted to make a documentary at some point. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm going to put all this together because I have some great, you know, I've got the videotapes, I've got like a lot of stuff, you know, photos, I've got like a lot of great stuff. Well, let's do a documentary, I thought. Well, you know, we're in different times now. I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you. Just like a lot of other projects that I had ideas for, you know, we're reaching a different time, you know. Like, I'm not going to be around for like, I don't know, you know, whatever. So I'm just going to put this stuff out there because I didn't have time to do it like, you know, in a documentary film style. I'm just going to put out the raw footage, okay? So like, no, not so raw, like if, you know, but I'm going to put it out and just like, whatever, and leave it at that because it's important to get it out there, I think. But in terms of like having some formal documentary, it's just, I don't think it's going to happen, you know. He was a very unique person, but he also had like, you know, it was like the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, there was a side to him that was a little off-putting. Sometimes it was a little scary, you know, especially when he did it at the restaurant there, Frank's Steakhouse. You know, sometimes he would lash out at customers if he thought people were being disrespectful and not listening. I have, you know, footage of him just, you know, losing it, to the point where the manager of the bar had to come over and talk to him. And, you know, Jesus Christ, I've done, you know, I've been in situations similar where I just overreact to something. But he was definitely a unique and incredible artist, but felt like, you know, he didn't really get his due in a lot of circles, just in the small circles. I remember it was one of these shows where Marcia Ball came down to see him play because she had heard, and, you know, but she was really not impressed at the end of the night. And, you know, it was because Jack had, you know, medication. Jack, you know, took medication for whatever it was. I don't even know what the medication was, but sometimes he took it and he was just sort of like, you know, the night would be kind of boring because he was just, you know, play the songs and just say hi, and that was about it. But sometimes when he was kind of like loose and kind of off his rocker, and maybe he had a lot of coffee in him, he sort of had a fun way with the English language and with words and with conspiracy theories and with Elvis and with like birthdays. He knew exactly when birthdays were. So probably a fella who's on the spectrum somewhere, but also suffering from, you know, and I can understand and I can definitely relate to that. But he was like a kindred spirit to us, you know, which is something to say about us, but like also just to be around his genius was just great. He was good friends with Gary Sharon. from Extreme, Van Halen, and he was down there a lot, and I remember having fun conversations with him about getting kicked out of, Van Halen. It was just like, I was so drunk though, I was probably saying a bunch of blah, blah, blah. But it was neat. And then, Marcia Ball came down, and then Dave Maxwell, who was in Freddie King's band, and who was from the area, would come down, and then a bunch of other, people would just come in and see him. But it was like church, but like fucked up church, like snake handling church, really.
Don't let it break. Give that young man a round of applause. Look at him go. He's got the power. He's got the power. His whole body's tuned into the music. Yeah, shake, baby, shake. Shake, baby, shake. Shake, baby, shake. Energy, 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 energy. Work, 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 work. Push, 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 push.
So the sound is a little messed up. The sound is messed up on here. And it's just because of the tape. I mean, I'm just glad that this format actually lasted this long. 1998 was 20, almost 30 years ago, So I'm just happy that the tape survives, but the audio quality is definitely not where it was. And I have some transfers. I transferred this to disc 2 times. Because I was like, just in case. It's a good thing I did, because those, older, I would say 20-year-old homemade DVDs are like, at this point, right? So I made copies about 10 years ago. So now I'm making other copies, because I want this to survive. But I think the best way for it to survive, and the best way for people to enjoy it, is just to put it on YouTube. So I'm taking all this raw Preacher Jack stuff, and I'm putting it on YouTube, because it, if I don't, there's not, no guarantee that this will ever be seen again. And it's important because of the style that he played, the person that he was, the sort of like craziness of the whole scene, and just the fun of it. But it's something that will never happen again, and that's why I filmed it.